engine in the car. A dog doesn't even bark at a parked car. Why would you follow one? You understand that? Is it connecting?
Yes.
You can't get something different without doing something different. What's the key to his sobriety? Wanting it, believing that it's possible. You got access to me now. Okay. Look at me, you got access. Use it.
Thank you, Johnny. Come back, please.
Johnny's book, From the Hood to Doing Good, is available now, and everyone in the audience is going home with the copy.
Thank you, Johnny. That was wonderful. Thank you.
You're incredibly
I appreciate
welcome.
you coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the first Black Diamond in Ibuumerang, Mr. Johnny Wimbrey. Mr. Johnny Wimbrey, thank you very much for taking the time for us. Over to you. We don't want to waste any more time. We want maximum time from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Avi. How are you guys doing over there? David, thank you for playing the video introduction. And if everyone can hear me okay, I know we have shouts out coming out from all over the world. You can just give me a thumbs up or increase, and that'll let me know that I am coming through nice and clear. All right, very good. I see all the fives. Those are hand claps and celebration. I love it. Thank you guys from around the world. Very overwhelming. So it is Saturday morning here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the United States of America. And I know that over there across the pond in the United Kingdom and beyond, it's evening for you guys. And I want to thank you. I think I saw somebody jumping on from Hawaii. Someone said aloha. Dubai is here. Come on, yeah, give me those shout outs. I love this part. Harlem is in the building. New York, Saskatchewan is in the building. Malaysia. Hello, Malaysia. Wow, it's pretty early in the morning in Malaysia, or you're up very late at night. Romania, Germany, Spain, Rockford. Oh my gosh, New Zealand, St. Lucia, Mexico, United Kingdom, Scotland, UK, Libsyn. All right, Australia's in the building. United Kingdom, Canada, South Africa, Kenya, Prague. I love Prague. Northern Ireland, Bermuda is in the house. California is in the building. What's up, Malaysia? Angola. Wow, Africa's in the house today. Malaysia, Grenada, New Zealand, Grenada again, or Grenada. Eritrea, hello. This is exciting. All right, Indianapolis. Well, I guess the word is out. 325 people from around the world. This was a private team training, and I actually leaked it out about 20, 30 minutes ago just to invite people if they wanted to jump on. So I'm excited to be with every single one of you guys. Philadelphia is in the building, Jamaica, Czech Republic. Wow. So when Avi reached out to me and asked, would I be open to doing a training for his team and my teams and all the teams at Ibuumerang, I said, absolutely. And we wanted to cater this training specifically to the growth that's going on in the United Kingdom and throughout Europe, but specifically for the United Kingdom. So, and the reason that I want to make that point is our training tips are generic on a global scale. I don't change my training for the United Kingdom, in Johannesburg or Zimbabwe and Singapore or, Australia and New Zealand. My trainings are always the same because if it works here, it works everywhere. And that's the hardest thing for people to believe and understand. But I want you to understand, there are very few things that I'm qualified to train on, but home-based businesses is the thing that I have mastered. Expanding territories is something that I have mastered. Creating, momentum in my organizations is something that I've mastered. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I'm saying it, based on proof and documentation and evidence. So everything that I train on today, everything that I'm about to talk about today, and I'm muting everything so I don't get any distractions. And I'm actually streaming live right now on Instagram, wanting to give them a sneak peek. So you're at the right place at the right time. And I typically, when I do a training, I see myself as a servant. So even if you're not a part of Ibuumerang, you can use these trainings in anything that you do in life. I am going to train specifically on Ibuumerang because that's who we are and that's what we're about. But my thing is this, I want God to use me as a servant, and I want him to use me in a way where I'm bringing increase and blessings to people's lives around the world. So I don't want to just narrow my trainings down to just to people who are connected to us in business, because I believe in bigger and greater things. And I learned that kind of thinking from my mentor, who happens to be our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs. His heart and passion for people is so much greater than how he's financially incentivized. I've seen this man sacrifice and give everything he has to organizations that he will never make a dime from, that he has never made any money from. As a matter of fact, Holton and I have not teamed up in business for over 18 years. So in 2019, we teamed up to do business again for the first time in 18 years. And although for 18 years, he had no financial incentive to help me, every one of my $1 million stories had access to Holton Buggs, my $1 million stories that were in America. Now, why? Because of his heart and passion for me, for wanting to see young people become massively successful, especially people who come from adversity. And that's kind of the foundation of my success stories that I've been a part of in this industry have come from people who come from nothing. And when I say nothing, I absolutely mean nothing. They don't come from generational wealth in any shape, form, or fashion. As a matter of fact, they come from generational poverty. And for some reason, those were the stories that were massively rising and becoming successful in my organization in America. And I needed Holton's voice, and he sacrificed helping me in a company that he's never been a part of, helping me, in a way where he'll never be financially incentivized. And I'm going out of my way to say this: that's servanthood. That's a heart and a passion to give back. And that's why we're doing this. That's why I'm teaming up with Avi. That's why I'm teaming up with David and Tyler and Jody and so many other teams across United Kingdom and beyond, is because we have a heart and a passion to help people. So with all that being said, if there was something that I would want to share with you right now, and Avi and David, at any point that you want to jump in, I want this to be super casual and very open. So if there's a topic that you want me to expand on, or if there's a subject that I hit and I keep going and you want me to expand on it, please jump in. The more informal this is, trust me, the more powerful it's going to be. So with all that being said, guys, we are turning the corner to end the month of May of the year 2020. Now, in history, and I mean history, hundreds of years from now, when people say the year 2020, historically, it will be known for the greatest interruption of business and life as we know it on this planet called Earth. There's no other time in history that has interrupted the entire planet at the exact same time like in 2020. So when I say the year 2020, I want you to think 5 years from now, looking back. What are you going to say about 2020? When someone says 20 years from now, I was the graduating class of the year 2020, the whole world will know where they were and what was going on during the time of their graduation. That's how monumentally, engraved in our brains COVID-19, coronavirus will be. And my heart goes out to family and friends and people around the world that have been touched by this pandemic. And I think all of us have in some shape, form, or fashion, either from distance or very up close. And I'm saying that because, that's the elephant in the room. And if we don't address the elephant in the room, it could come across as if I'm training in an environment like everything's okay. And it's not okay. It's not okay for a lot of people who are searching, who are struggling. It's not okay for a lot of entrepreneurs who are losing their businesses right now. It's not okay for family members and friends, going through massive crisis because they need financial help and they don't know where it's going to come from. So I believe the reason that we in Ibuumerang are experiencing month over month, week over week, day over day momentum in the midst of the first quarter of 2020 as we move into the second quarter of 2020, I believe that the reason that we have been able to sustain and even outgrow, we have outgrown what we did in 2019. And the reason I believe that is, it's the heart. It's the heartbeat of our leadership. And the heartbeat of our leadership is basically this: we care about people. We care about people. We want people to win. We want to be that positive distraction in the midst of a crisis. So if there was anything that you would want to implement in your life right now while building Ibuumerang, and this training is for Ibuumerang representatives or Ibuumerang ambassadors only. So if you are watching this and you're not an ambassador, you're more than welcome to stick around, but this is a training for ambassadors of Ibuumerang. And the reason I'm going to say that is because I may touch on income. I may talk about, the success stories that we are having. I won't give you documentation, but I may touch on it. And I want you to understand this call is not designed to get you to join Ibuumerang. This call is designed for people who are already in Ibuumerang. This training is designed to help you turn the corner as we are ending May and we are going into June 2020. My goal right now is to wake up a sleeping giant that's inside of you that's going to help you bring increase as we turn this corner going into the month of June. Now, the first thing I want you to understand, how you finish something will be directly related to how you start something. How you start something is going to be directly related to how you finish something. So if you're finishing the month of May, which we all are, how we finish this thing should be related to how we start June. If in your mind you want June to be massively successful, listen, April and May have been massive for my organization, but I'm not satisfied with that. Some of you have had the best weeks and the best months in your home-based business career in the last 90 days. Many of you I know, but I'm not satisfied with that. I'm not satisfied with that. So the training today that I'm about to do will be 100% attached to how you finish something with the mindset of starting something. Does that make sense? So with all that being said, how bad do you want it? If you were on the call this morning with Gary Cowan, who on Flight School, I mean, his message really woke something up inside of me because he talked about his parents who really, really wanted to get their children out of poverty, out of what we would call the hood, out of the projects in Brooklyn, New York, and move into a home. And his parents told him no for years. No new shoes. No out to eat. Not because they didn't love their children, it's because they wanted to move their children from the projects to a better lifestyle, a better way of living in New York. And that guy is a millionaire today. And I've been working with him for over 8 years. And what I have seen him do in Ibuumerang just in the last 90 days. Now, this guy has had massive success in network marketing in the past. In Ibuumerang, he has already had his consecutive biggest weeks ever in his network marketing career in 2020. Now, this is a guy who's been doing network marketing, building home-based businesses since, 8-9 years ago. So how did he have his most prosperous weekly commissions during the coronavirus? I believe Ibuumerang is a positive distraction. People right now, for the first time in many of our lives, are uncertain. And when I say many of our lives, I really mean that. People are uncertain. Can they trust the government? Can they trust their local politicians? How do we know that they're making decisions that are in our best interest? We don't. We hope, but we don't. We hope they are, but we really don't know. What empowers people in the midst of uncertainty is when they have finances. And I'm telling you from firsthand experience, I guarantee you there are people who are going through things right now that I'm not going through. And it has the only difference is my financial fortitude. But that comes from thinking before the storm. Now that we're in the middle of the storm, what are you going to do about it? Well, Johnny, I thought you were going to train on how to build. I am going to train you on how to build, but I don't want you to ignore the elephant that's in the room, because people may think that you're insensitive. You're insensitive to what's going on around the world because you're more focused on money than you are on what's going on in our world. And that's not true, but perception always wins. So I want to give you guys my perception. My perception is this: money is power. There is no question. Money in the wrong hands kills people. Money in the right hands saves people. I believe if I teach you how to be successful, that's putting money into the hands of the right people who will help people, which leads me to my content of what I'm going to train on. I believe that I am here today with you to empower you in your business to become successful so you can be a positive answer in the middle of a crisis. People right now are in crisis. Question is, what are we going to do about it? See, when you take this mission personally, you will personally activate something inside you that has nothing to do with your personal income. It has something to do with wanting to help people. I have one of the fastest growing organizations right now simply because we're on a path and mission to help as many people as we can. Well, Johnny, I want to make money. Listen to me. The end result is exactly the same. The difference is our heart is not chasing money. Our heart is chasing helping people. And that's the boomerang. A boomerang is designed to do what? You throw something out. If you throw it, it's designed to come back to you. We throw out love. It's designed to come back to you. You throw out answers. It's designed to come back to you. You throw out positivity. It's designed to come back to you. This is who we are. This is what we're about. And I'm sorry, like there are so many other companies that may be coming from a place of excitement and ignoring the reality. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that wants to address everything that's going on, because when you address it, it empowers us mentally, emotionally, financially to want to help more people. So if you want to join the bandwagon and get on the path with us to help people, I promise you're going to see a difference in your business, because you're no longer just motivated by rank. You're not just motivated by income. You're motivated by helping people, which brings the ranks, which brings the income. So when you are motivated by something that's bigger and greater than you, helping people is always bigger and greater than you. That comes back to you as a boomerang. So welcome to the true definition of Ibuumerang. So how you start something is how you finish it. How you finish something is in directly relation to how you start the next thing. So when I look at what we accomplished in the month of March 2020, I knew that March 2020 would be directly related if we pushed all the way to the last minute of the hour of March 2020. As we rolled into April 2020, we did not take time off. We pushed all the way to the last day of March, the last hour, down to the last minute, down to the last second. And then April happens. April will go down in history as one of the fastest growing months that I have ever experienced in my life with new people. I saw people creating massive success that couldn't even spell Ibuumerang 45 days before they joined. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I am seeing stories that are on massive increase, and these people couldn't even spell MLM 2 or 3 months ago. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I've never seen anything like this before in my life, while in the middle of everybody sitting on their ass not doing anything, waiting to be able to go outside just to start life normal again. We were empowering people to become home-based business owners. While the whole world was watching news, while the whole world was playing video games. We were empowering people to start a home-based business. In the month of March, it became so realistic that we were leading with our heart more than we were with knowledge, because ranks started to increase. Commissions started to increase. And I'm talking about single mothers who have never had a home-based business before in their life can now afford things that they couldn't afford in 2019. And they accomplished this in the middle of a crisis. How did they do that? They pushed to the final second. We pushed to the final moment, rolling into April. Now, April hits. What happens? We pick up where we left off. We didn't start a new game. The game had already started. So my point is, if you want June to be your month of magic, like it was for many people who I saw in my organization, if you want June to respond to you, you must push for the rest of May as if June has already started. You cannot show up to anything expecting that thing to surrender success to you if you didn't prepare for the success beforehand. Now, here's what I want to share with you right now. And I want to make sure that I'm on the right track. If you truly want to be successful in this business and in this industry, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, why are you here? If you don't know why you're here, the first person who tells you it won't work, you're going to believe them. What is your why? What is your WHY? Why did you join Ibuumerang? If you don't know your why, trust me, your why is your foundation. Your WHY. And let me tell you something. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. If your why doesn't make you cry, if your why doesn't get you emotional, it's not big enough. Well, Johnny, I want to be a millionaire. That's not big enough. Never put a dollar amount, never put any currency amount on your why. Make your why bigger than you. See, my why, I have to leave an inheritance for my children's children. And I'm talking about my children will be second generation millionaires. I'm a first generation millionaire. My why has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with, I will leave wealth for them, but I'll also leave the wealth principles. See, when you tell me Ibuumerang doesn't work, I think about my children. When you say it's a scam, I think about my children. When you say, oh my God, I can't believe Johnny Wimbrey, the motivational speaker, #1 best-selling author, television personality, he's doing one of those network marketing things. That doesn't faze me, because your words don't have the power to throw water on my fire because of my why. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. If your why doesn't create emotions inside you, it's not big enough. I build Ibuumerang for my why. So people come on and say, well, Johnny, it's not perfect yet. That's why I'm here. I'm a part of Ibuumerang because it's not perfect yet. You go join a perfect company and tell me what that's like. There's plenty of them out there. They existed probably before you existed. Every company that you can name as a household name that you perceive to be perfect, I promise you, as an investor, you're too late. See, you cannot build a home-based business thinking like a consumer. We serve consumers. We think like entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur says, how can I find something to invest in that's early enough, that looks as if it's guaranteed to go the distance? Now you're talking like an entrepreneur. A consumer says, I don't want to join that until it works in my country. Now you're thinking like a person who buys stuff. Remember, we make money off consumers, but entrepreneurs make money because they think before the consumer understands the reality. If you truly want to be successful in Ibuumerang and you're waiting for it to be perfect, I'm not saying you can't be successful. You just won't have the success I have. Because while you're waiting to go outside and play, I'm building an army for the month of June. While you're waiting for the government to say, we can go back outside and play again, I'm building an army of customers. I'm throwing boomerangs. Why? It's better to be prepared and never called than it is to be called and not prepared. It's better to be prepared. See, I'm prepared for people to start traveling again like never before. I'm prepared for Vibe Rides to come to your country, to come to your city. I'm prepared. Some of you are waiting for the call and then you get prepared. That's not how entrepreneurs think. Some of you are waiting for June 1st to go to work, to really give it everything you have. That's not how entrepreneurs think. Entrepreneurs think, I need to build my army before my go date. If my go date is June 1st, then I need a small army in place. I need as many ambassadors in my team before June 1st so we can hit that go button. I need as many customers in my team as possible before the whole world starts traveling again. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. So when most people see doom and gloom, I see opportunity. Why? The whole world, people are saying, isn't traveling. Okay, let's say they're not traveling. Well, Johnny, you're in a travel business. No, I'm not. No, stop allowing people to convince you something that's not true. I'm not in a travel business. I'm in a technology company that leads with travel. Is Amazon.com a book company? Can you imagine when the book company started selling soap? When the book company started allowing us, we can order tires, we can order mattresses, we can order washing machines on Amazon.com today. I thought they were the book company. For years, you thought Amazon was a book company. I did too. Call us what you want to call us. We're a technology company. Amazon is a technology company. They are not a product company. Ibuumerang is a technology company. We're not a travel company. We lead with travel the same way that Amazon led with books. Oh man, I thought we were a travel company. Sorry, we're not. We lead with travel so that we can get the customer database, building free customer database using travel. But the end result is the PRIB, the perpetual residual income builder. Why am I slowing down to explain that to you? Because you really aren't going to be able to understand how passionate I am if you don't understand my why and what I'm connected to. My why keeps me going. My connection keeps me excited. I'm connected to a ground floor opportunity. I'm connected to something that has never existed before in the history of mankind. I'm connected to an opportunity for the first time ever where all we have to do is build a free customer database and sit back and wait for our commissions to start because they do all the work for us once the customers are in the system. That's something that has never existed before in a home-based business until now. It has existed before in other companies like Amazon, but their model is not to share the wealth with you when you share Amazon. Our model is to share the wealth with you when you help us share. So instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on advertisement and billboards and commercials around the world, we spend hundreds of millions of dollars in commissions to people like us, to people like you, for help spreading the word. This is the emotional, ingredients and whirlwind that goes through my head. That's what keeps me in the game. So, Johnny, what do we do to end this thing the right way? How do we finish May with the hopes of having a promising June? You've got to be connected mentally, emotionally to what you are a part of. We're not just another home-based business opportunity. We're Ibuumerang. We're not just something that's saying, hey, drink this and you're going to lose weight. Nothing wrong with those companies, but we're Ibuumerang. Will we offer stuff like this in the future? Well, look at it. It says Ibuumerang on it. Maybe we already do. The point is, we're prepared for the call. If you're waiting for the call, you're just going to have an ordinary end of the month of May. You have to prepare for the call. It's better to be prepared and never called than it is to be called and not prepared. Now, how do we keep a perpetual mindset of perpetual increase in our organizations? We train our people. Listen, when I hit Black Diamond last month, I don't slow down to celebrate. As a matter of fact, I hit Black Diamond and I went to sleep. Holton Bugs called me. Michael Jacks called me. I was asleep. Why? I don't slow down to celebrate. I'm going to sleep so I can wake up and start working again. So nobody could congratulate me when I hit Black Diamond because I was asleep. It's not that I don't want people celebrating me. I don't have time to celebrate. Some of you, you get your 2, you're binary qualified, and you slow down to celebrate. How is slowing down to celebrate your success helping other people? If I slow down to celebrate my title, my success, I'm not helping other people. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your success. There's something wrong slowing down to celebrate it. I celebrate my success while I'm in the air. I don't come out of the air to celebrate. Why? I'm looking for my next level. And here's the point. When I peak, when I hit the top of a mountain, and when I hit diamond, that was the top of a mountain. When I hit blue diamond, that was the top of a mountain. When I hit black diamond, that was the top of a mountain. But none of them were the top of the mountain. There is no the mountain. Johnny Wimbrey will never have a mountain. So let's say on day 15 of the month, I have the biggest day on the 15th of a month. I can't slow down and celebrate my biggest day. I've got to create a bigger day than my last biggest day. That's how my brain operates, and that's how I push my leaders. So here's the thing. When I hit diamond, that was a peak for me. That was a peak. It was a peak of a mountain. But guess what I did when I got to the peak of that mountain? I peaked for my next peak. When I hit my mountain, when I hit my peak, some people celebrate, they slow down, they put a flag down, and they celebrate, I'm at the top of the mountain. No. Now I can see better. So I'm going to maximize my view and peak to the next peak and start that journey. That's how you end this month. You really, really, truly want May to be a very strong month or June to be a very strong month. You have to finish May strong. And I know human nature says, I want to start on the first day so I can have a full month and just give it everything that I have. That's not the thinking of a champion. A champion shows up to this day as if there's not going to be another day. And they give this day everything they have. That's how a champion operates. Champions don't wait for the first of the year to quit smoking. Champions don't wait for the first of the year to go on a diet. They start today. They make a decision today. Why? Because if you emotionally tell yourself there's a start date, you emotionally told yourself you have time to take off. And if you have time to take off for your start date, who's to say you won't extend that date? Because life happens, right? So why not start today? You really want June to be your month? You start today. You do not start on the first of the month. You hit a peak today. Well, Johnny, I had my biggest day this week. Do it again. You're not going to say congratulations? Okay, congratulations. Now go do it again. You don't allow people to slow down and celebrate their own success because you're hurting them in the long run. We keep it in the air. We stay in the air and we stay working. How much would it cost to pull an airplane out of the air? A jumbo jet out of the air, 300, 500 passengers on an airplane just to fix a light bulb. What if your pilot was on their 5 million mile day? In the middle of the air, they hit 5 million miles of their career as an airline pilot. And let's say that pilot says, let's go down and celebrate. How much money would that company lose if the pilot pulled the entire airplane out of the air to celebrate? How many people would be hurt? How many deadlines would be destroyed because one person wanted to celebrate their success? You celebrate in the air. You turn that loudspeaker on. You get the professional people who help you during your airlines. They pass out parties. Like, you don't come out of the air to celebrate something when you're in momentum. We stay in the air, we celebrate in the air, and we hit a peak so we can peak to the next peak. If you really understood what I just said and you adopt this in your life starting today, I promise you, I'm talking to a new person right now. If you adopt that right now, I'm talking to a new person. It's a renewed mind. And the renewed mind is where change comes from. It's where increase comes from. And my whole goal right now is I want to renew your mind on what you believe success is. Success is not a destination. Well, Johnny, man, he's kind of going too deep now. Like, I thought he was going to teach me how to build Ibuumerang. I want to teach you how to build you. If you can build you, you can build anything. This is the key to whatever life you want to live. All you have to do is adopt this. Gary Cowan, who trained today, he adopted this a long time ago when I met him. Michael Jackson, who's one of my $1 million stories, he adopted this thinking. When I met them, they were both broke, but they adopted this thinking. And the thinking is, we don't celebrate. We don't slow down to celebrate. We celebrate in the air and we keep moving. Why? Because we hit a peak and now we're peaking to the next peak. My question is, what peak are you going to hit today that you've never hit before so you can peak to the next peak tomorrow? If you adopt this mindset as you end the month of May, your June is going to be amazing because you brought a new mindset into a new month, and it was a new proven, documented mindset. It wasn't something that you prepared to prepare. Listen, preparing to prepare is procrastination, and procrastination is the death of production. That's a Johnny Wimbrey quote. If you give somebody a quote, that better be me. Preparing to prepare is procrastination, and procrastination is the death of destruction. So for those of you who are preparing for June 1st, that's procrastination. Oh, I thought writing down goals was a good thing. Writing down goals are great if you're going to implement them today. No, I don't want to start until January 1st. Then it's not a goal. It's a dream. A goal is something you start today. A goal is something you move closer to today. Preparing to prepare is procrastination, and procrastination is the death of production. If your team is not growing, if your team is not producing, maybe they're procrastinating. Maybe you're procrastinating. And procrastination is the death of production. You're producing or you're procrastinating. There is no in between. People who wait for the first of the month, they are procrastinators. People who say, I'm implementing it today, those are your producers. Well, Johnny, my biggest day ever, I personally sponsored 2 ambassadors. Great. That's awesome. That's where I need you. I need you in that mindset. Now go do that again. Why? Because you can't convince me you can't do it. Anything that you have done before, nobody needs to convince you that you can do it again. But here's what I throw in just to turn it up a little bit. Johnny, I sponsored 2 ambassadors in one day for my first time ever. Congratulations. That's awesome. How many hours did it take? Well, I did it in like 4 hours. Go do it again tomorrow. Do it in 2 hours. I'm not asking you to do anything bigger than you've done before. I'm just asking you to do it faster. What am I doing? I'm training the mind to accomplish what it's already accomplished again, but this time do it faster. Faster, stronger, harder. Duplicate what you've done. Well, Johnny, I want to be a diamond. Slow down. You're not even senior rep yet. You wanting to be a diamond doesn't make you special. Everybody in the company wants to be a diamond. It doesn't make you special. We all want to be diamond. Want to be a senior director again faster. What do you mean? What did you do to become a senior director? What did you do to become an executive director? What did you do to become Sapphire? Let's do that again. But this time, let's do it faster, stronger, harder, and I'll see you at Ruby. See, I don't challenge people to go Ruby. I challenge people to do what they did to get to where they are, but this time do it faster, stronger, harder, and do it again and again and again, and I'll see you at the next rank. Listen, when you introduce people to a new rhythm, they think they have to learn the whole song. I've never said that before in my life. That sounded good. Somebody give me that quote. When you introduce somebody to a new rhythm, they think they have to know the whole song before they start the dance. You know what I just said? When you introduce somebody to a new rhythm, they think they have to learn the whole song before they even start dancing. And that's not true. You don't have to learn the whole song of what it takes to be a Sapphire. You don't have to know the whole song. You could just know the beginning of the song that got you to director and just do that again until you get to Sapphire. I think the biggest problem that we have in building businesses, we fight for a rank we've never achieved instead of fighting for the rank we already have and getting it again. The common denominator of every single bit of our compensation plan, the common denominator of our entire compensation plan is to teach people how to get binary qualified. What is binary qualified? If you're an ambassador, you have one ambassador on your left team, you have one ambassador on your right team. Now you're binary qualified if they came in with coach, business, or first class. You're binary qualified. Now that activates your weekly commissions, where you can make weekly binary commissions. So what did I just do? I helped someone. I didn't help them hit a rank. I helped them make money. You see the difference? I'm helping people get started. I'm helping them start the process that we all had to do. The common denominator of why I'm a black diamond is because one day I got binary qualified. One left, one right. Johnny, could it be that simple? Duplicate binary qualified people in your organization. I promise you, it never stops. And if it never stops, then your ranks will never stop. I never focused on just going black diamond. I focused on what I had to do every day to get the black diamond. I knew the number. You want me to tell you the number? It's $33,500 in volume every single day. That's how I never focused on the last day of the month. I focused on the day of the month. So $33,500 for 30 days in a row is $1 million in volume, which is black diamond. That's all I focused on. I never thought about the rank. I thought about number. So if you truly want June to be your biggest month ever, you have to start today with the mindset of helping as many people in your organization as possible to become binary qualified. You can never stop. Like there is no end to helping people become binary qualified. Because if you bring a new person in, now you got to help that person become binary qualified. When those two people come in, now you have to help those two people become binary qualified. When those 4 people come in, now you got to help those 4 people become binary qualified. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see what's going on? Now you have true duplication in your organization that's growing every day because you're focused on one thing, not hitting a rank, helping people become binary qualified. This is the simplicity of how you show a single mother who has a full-time job, who has 2 or 3 kids at home, that doesn't have time to go to school and learn how to build a home-based business. They want to get started. They don't want to have to procrastinate. They don't want to have to study. They want to get started. So show them how to become binary qualified. That doesn't take a coaching lesson. It just takes you bringing action into their life and teaching them. Making sense? So I'm going to say something again that I didn't finish the quote. Success is not a destination. It's a direction. Success is not a destination. That's a Johnny Wimbrey quote. You can find it out there if you Google it. Success is not a destination. It's a direction. Black Diamond was never a destination. Black Diamond was a direction. It's the direction to becoming Triple Crown. I'm in direction of the highest level rank that exists in Ibuumerang. And when I get there, I'm sure there's going to be a new rank that doesn't exist yet. I just know Holton well enough. I know him well enough to know that whoever gets to the top first, there will be a new rank rolled out. Because he always wants us to be fighting for something. So I'm fighting for the top, the peak, the ultimate peak that exists today. But when I get there, there better be something for me to be able to peak to that keeps me challenged to go to the next level. Why? Success is never a destination. It's just a direction. And all I'm saying is, if you want June to be massively successful, you better be aimed in the direction starting today. You can't get to June 1st and say, okay, I want to implement what Johnny taught 7 days ago, 8 days ago. It's not going to work. What's going to work is if you implement it today. Every single one of you, you have people in your organization that you can help become binary qualified. If this is your first day and you have nobody in your organization, then you have what it takes to become binary qualified. You have what it takes to team up with other people in Ibuumerang who want the same thing that you want, which is to become binary qualified. Binary qualified, it takes 2. Binary qualified is the foundation to every rank in our company. So you want to go study on what it takes to become a diamond? When I'm telling you, the gold is learning how to become binary qualified. That's the gold. Because that gold never stops duplicating. And the more people you help, the higher rank you're going to move up. Man, Johnny is just all about heart. He just wants to help people. I want to learn how to make money, and then I can help people. I'm sorry, that's not how I operate. I make money because I help people. I don't make money and then go help people. I make money because I help people. This is network marketing. You help people elevate and level up to a new peak so they can peak to the next peak. That's how you have a magical June. You have to implement the mindset right now in May, and you start today. I promise you, if you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to wait to June 1st to implement this mindset, I promise you it's not going to work for you. And listen, it's a holiday weekend in America right now. It's a holiday weekend. And when I finish this, I have another Zoom training I'm doing. I don't care that it's a holiday weekend. There are people who are hurting right now. There are people who are suffering right now. There are people who are losing right now. There are people who have no idea what they're going to do in the next 90 days. And they have 90 days of finances left and they're terrified. Ibuumerang. Let me show you how to interrupt that mindset by joining Ibuumerang today with a 90-day goal that you're in a win-win situation and you started a home-based business. That's the positive distraction. We're a positive distraction to people who are panicking right now. And I believe that's why we're growing so fast, because we truly are a positive distraction. Success is not a destination. It's a direction. If you aim in the right direction every day, every hour, you will get there. Well, Johnny, when am I going to get there? It's like my mentor, Les Brown, taught me. Sometimes how, sometimes when, sometimes even why, is none of your business. It's only your business to get into the direction of success. It's none of your business when you're going to get there. I don't like that answer. If I work for 40 years for a company, I can retire and get my pension. Well, that's a guarantee. But how's that working for you? How's that working for anybody? It's not working too well. What is working well is showing people how to aim in the direction of success instead of aiming in the direction of a promise. The government promises us things, and I think they really, really hope that they can deliver on those promises. But on a global scale, in any country in the world, how has that worked? How's that working for you? Can you jump up right now and go anywhere in the world that you want to go to because your parents' parents retired and you're living on their retirement? No, it's not how it's designed to be. But if they would have aimed in the direction of success 20, 30, 50, 100 years ago, you probably would have a different reality. And so would I. So what am I saying? Aim. Aim in the direction. And know, this is the part I'm going to lose some of you guys, and know you're never going to get there. I know I'm never going to get to success, but I'm always going to be on my way. Why? If you get somewhere, you celebrate. I can't get there. I look at people like Michael Jordan. I'm watching this documentary right now. Kobe Bryant. I'm looking at some of the greatest athletes ever, greatest performers ever. They never get to a definition of success. There's always a new album. There's always a new movie. There's always a new game. There's always there's always something new that they peak so they can peak to the next peak. That's what creates champions in Ibuumerang. When you can adopt the mindset that, listen, Black Diamond is not success for me. It's not, I'm sorry. But it is proof that I'm headed in the right direction. My commissions, it's just a trophy. It's a trophy that says, this is proof. Being Black Diamond, that's just nothing more than proof that I'm headed in the right direction. It's okay to recognize the proof, but it's not okay to celebrate it. It's not okay to slow down and celebrate it. Celebrate in the air if you truly want to be successful. Okay? Why? It's a home-based business. It's you know, the corporate will celebrate us. Ibuumerang will celebrate me. Ibuumerang will celebrate you. And when that day comes, that's the day we celebrate. But you can't pull me out of the air to celebrate. I'll wait for the day when you celebrate me. And I'm prepared for it. And I appreciate it. But I promise you, it's not going to be a long celebration. Why? Because I'm peaking so I can peak to the next level. Hit the peak of the mountain so you can peak to the next level. That's how you turn this thing into magic. That's how you turn it into the greatest month you've ever had. It's just a little tweaking of the mindset. And I promise you, if you adopt this mindset, help people become binary qualified, I'll see you walking stage at a new rank. And here's the crazy thing. He was like, Johnny, well, what motivates you? Johnny, what encourages you? Johnny, what keeps you in the game? If I told you, would you really, really use it? Seriously, type. Am I saying yes? I mean, seriously, if I gave you my absolute key motivating factor that is the foundation of my perpetual success. Perpetual. And I'm not talking about like one time to my perpetual, like for at least, I'd say since I was 27 years old, I'm 45 today, almost 20 years. For at least almost 20 years, every year, my income has gone up. As an entrepreneur, not as an employee. Every year, since I was 27 years old, on an annual basis, my income has never gone down. When I hit $1 million a year, I have never not hit $1 million a year since. Do you want to know my secret? The reason I'm laughing is, you're not going to believe it. It sounds too simple. And sometimes, this is why I love talking to kids, because they're simple. And there's so much magic in their simplicity and their thinking. All right, here it is. What really motivates Johnny Wimbrey to constantly stay in the game. The reason I can't wait till June 1st, like some of you can wait. You want to know what motivates me? You're not going to believe it. Everybody's like, yeah, come on, Johnny, give it to me. All right. And this is going to sound so simple, but I promise you, this drives me. Oh, it drives me. Oh, it's driving me right now thinking about it. Because I know that if I don't do it, somebody else will. That drives me. See, for those of you in the United Kingdom right now, somebody is listening to me. I don't even know their name, but we're all going to know their name probably in the next 30 to 60 days, because we'll see them hit ranks and they'll tell a testimony. I was on a call with Johnny on a Saturday as we were rounding the corner to the last week of the month of May. And he said something that I adopted and I put it into action that day. And that's the only reason you guys know my name today. Those testimonies come to me all the time. I promise you. We don't even know the name of the person. It could be their first day in the business and they're going to do it. That drives me. Listen, that fires me up. It fires me up that if I didn't hit Black Diamonds, somebody else was going to. That's why it had to be me. If I don't hit Presidential Diamonds, somebody else is going to do it. So it might as well be me. That is the absolute formula for my ongoing success. That's it. It's no deeper than that. I know for a fact that somebody is going to create a diamond in Ibuumerang in the next 60 to 90 days. So it might as well be me. Somebody's going to have the fastest growing team. So it might as well be me. Somebody is going to help more people become binary qualified than any other organization in Ibuumerang. So it might as well be mine. That's how I think. If it's going to be somebody, why not me? God did not make you better than me. He didn't make me better than you. So if it's going to be somebody who kills the last 7 days, like absolutely murders the last 7 days of May, it might as well be me. If somebody's going to wake up and have the biggest last 7 days of any month in history of business, and they're going to do it starting right now all the way to the 1st of June. If it's going to be somebody, it might as well be me. That's how my brain thinks. And here's the crazy thing. If I don't participate, it's still going to happen for someone else. And that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy that someone else wants it more than I do. See, my first memory in life was living in a battered women's shelter. I was homeless as a child. I was raised around gangs and violence and drugs my entire life. I made decisions I'm not proud of because I participated in my environment. I got a brother serving 40 years in prison right now. He's only 2 years older than I am. I love my brother, but I'm not better than him. The only difference is, by God's grace and mercy, I'm talking to you right now. I just didn't get caught as a teenager. He did. So I'm not better than him. Here's the point. The point is, even with all that crap in my life, even with all that baggage, I can use that as an excuse of why it shouldn't be me. But even with all that, you don't have those kind of stories. Most of you will never know what it's like to be homeless. And that's great. But if I can do it, the only thing that motivates me is I know somebody else is going to do it. So if it's going to be someone, it might as well be me. Listen, somebody who's listening to me right now, you don't even have a rank. And you're going to be Sapphire. You'll be Sapphire in the next 7 or 10 days. It always happens. So if it's going to happen to someone, I dare you to make it you. Because I promise you it's going to happen. When we get to Vision in Las Vegas with over 10,000 people there from around the world, trust me, there will be people who walk stage as Sapphire, as Emerald, as Diamond, as Blue Diamond, and even another Black Diamond. It's going to happen. So if it's going to happen, it might as well be you. Even if you don't participate, it's going to happen. So it might as well be you. Someone's going to walk stage as the newest presidential ambassador in Las Vegas. So if it's going to be somebody, it might as well be me. That thinking is the only reason you know my name today. Somebody's going to be a #1 best-selling author. Might as well be me. Somebody's going to have the fastest growing organization in the company. Might as well be me. Somebody's going to be recognized as one of the top leaders in the world in network marketing. So it might as well be me. I've always had a might as well be me mindset. And here's what scares the hell out of me. What scares me is even if I don't have the mindset, it's still going to happen to somebody. That scares me more than anything. And that's why I always say, well, if it's going to happen with or without me, it might as well happen with me. That's my formula. And I know it sounds crazy, crazy simple. If somebody who was homeless becomes a multimillionaire and helps other people become multimillionaires, it might as well be me. You got to understand, my thinking is that simple. And then I get in action. I don't prepare to prepare. Preparing to prepare is procrastination. And procrastination is the death of destruction. The worst thing you want to do is soak this in for the next 24 hours. Don't do that. Because somebody is going to start working. I guarantee you, someone right now while I'm talking, there's over 422 people listening live just on Zoom. I don't know about the other platforms. We're just on Zoom. 422 people around the world listening. I guarantee you, somebody listening to me right now has already started. And you're still waiting. If someone's going to start right now, it might as well be you. That's how I think. So with that being said, if you truly, truly want to win, the last 7 days of this month will be directly related to your entire June. The last week of this month that we're starting right now, what you do for the next 7 to 8 days is directly related to what your June is going to look like. It's better to be prepared and not called than to be called and not prepared. Create your new peaks for the next 7 to 8 days. But as you hit those peaks, you peak to the next peak. You peak out, who else can I help? Who else needs to be binary qualified? Who else is fighting to become Sapphire? Who else is fighting, to have 10 ambassadors on the right team and 10 ambassadors on their left team? I even go down to that simplicity. It doesn't even have to be a rank to me. Who in my team right now wants to have 50 ambassadors on the left team and 50 ambassadors on the right team? I want to help them get there. That's my new peak. So I'm always peaking to the next peak, but I'm peaking at the peak. So as I hit the top, if I hit a new peak, while I'm up there, I'm peaking to my next peak. I'm not coming back down to start another mountain. I'm jumping off this mountain to another mountain, starting that one too. You got to peak to peak. If you adopt this mindset for the rest of May, I'll see a new person in all of June. Why? You're in action. You're moving forward. Well, Johnny, It's not perfect yet. Congratulations. You found a company so early on, that they're not perfect. I bet you wish you could have invested in Amazon before they were perfect. And no company's perfect, but the perception of perfection. Every one of you wished you would have bought Bitcoin when it was less than $5. Me too. So if we wish we would have bought Bitcoin when it was less than $5, that means you wish you would have bought it before it was perfect, based on perception. Don't have that problem again. Build where we're headed, not where we are. Somebody's going to do it, so it might as well be you. Somebody's going to fight through the storm, so it might as well be you. Someone is going to visualize the next 3 to 5 years, not the next 3 to 5 months, so it might as well be you. People who visualize the next 3 to 5 months, that's not an entrepreneur. That's a lottery ticket buyer. That's a consumer. That's somebody who wants to walk in and buy something, and you want that thing to change your life forever in the next 90 days. It ain't gonna happen. What changes your life in the next 3 to 5 years, that can happen. But you got to treat it as if you're there before the call. And we are here before the call. The call is 3 to 5 years from now. The preparation is how many ambassadors, how many customers can you have in your organization before the call happens? The call's coming. Vibe rides will be everywhere. The iGo platform will be everywhere. If you want it to wait until it looks the way you want it to look, chances are you're a consumer. That's how consumers think. I'll buy it when it looks like something I would buy. An entrepreneur says, what can I invest in before the whole world wants to buy it? And how can I ride that wave to where it's headed? That's how you want to think as an entrepreneur. So as you're building and you're helping people become binary qualified and you're fighting for that next rank, always keep the mindset that you didn't join Ibuumerang because of what it is today. And I think it's awesome today. You joined it because where we're headed in the next 3 to 5 years, and how many team members, how many customers do you want to be on that boat when the tide rises and the entire world can spell Ibuumerang? You trust me, you mark my words. One day, the entire world will be able to spell Ibuumerang. And that day, you're too late. I'm not saying you can't make money with us. I'm not saying it's not going to be a great opportunity. For the customers, it's going to be amazing no matter what. But for you as an entrepreneur, the earlier you see it and the earlier you take it serious and the earlier you strap up, you put your freaking seatbelt on like you're on a rocket ship. For 3 to 5 years, watch the reality. It's going to happen for someone. So it might as well be you. If you got nothing else out of this call, peak to peak. Success is not a destination. It's a direction. And it's better to be prepared and not called than it is to be called and not prepared. We're in position for preparation because the call is coming. And you're early enough that the whole world doesn't even know our number. They don't know how to spell our name. And that's what you call great timing. So is Johnny the fastest growing team because he's really good at helping people think like an entrepreneur? Maybe. Maybe that's why. Because you're selling who we are today. We're selling where we're going in the next 3 to 5 years. Visionaries always win. You're selling the facts of today. I'm selling the vision of the next 3 to 5 years. Vision always wins when you're talking to entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in the making. So I challenge you Sell the vision of where we're headed. Don't promise. Don't over-deliver. Don't over-promise. Let Ibuumerang over-deliver. I know where we're headed in the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to take 3 to 5 years. If it took 3 to 5 years to change your children's life, would it be worth it? Answer your own question. I don't think it's going to take 3 to 5 years, but I have the mindset for 3 to 5 years. Peak to peak. Get in the game. You got 8 days to implement a new mindset before the first of the month, because you want to bring the evidence of that new mindset into June. Don't wait for June 1st. With all that being said, I appreciate you guys. Avi, David, is there anything that you guys want me to touch on? Any questions you want to talk about? Anything? I got about 10 more minutes before I have to get ready for my next call, but I appreciate you guys having me. And this is the type of training that I would want every single one of my leaders to have access to right now in the season that we're in. So that's why I brought this to you. Hopefully it was rewarding.
Wow. It was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'm writing notes, I'm shouting, I'm screaming. I think I've been drinking more water than yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much. The chat is going absolutely mad. Guys, let's put some more fives in the chat. Let's live it up. No, we're not gonna take any more of your time. We know how precious your time is. We're ever so grateful for you taking the time out to be here. Oh, the chat is just going insane. And that's because it's true meaning to the value you just brought. And not just to the team, to myself, because I think we all needed this. So we really, really appreciate your time. Thank you for all the wisdom, all the knowledge. Your leadership shines through, and we're looking to learn more and more and more from you. So
thank you.
We'll put it, if anyone has a question, given that Mr. Wimbrey is giving us 10 minutes, we would love to make the most of that. So first question, let's see, and we'll pass it on over to Mr. Wimbrey to answer.
Okay. I am here to help. And David, if you have anything you want to share, feel free to jump in, brother.
No, look, honestly, I've just got notes. I think I've run out of ink, and I'm just, do you know what? There was one point there where I was just like in a trance, and because the information, just for you to take the time out and come on, I appreciate absolutely everything. You inspire each and every one of us, and our team are absolutely pumped from it all. So you've done everything that we could possibly ask for and more. And we
thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
You guys will definitely be seeing me in person. Hopefully, I'm about 90% sure it will be this year. So we'll be coming over to the UK once we're back to normal. I'm a little bit nervous of that because the momentum that we're experiencing on Zoom, as I could have never thought to myself that we would be experiencing what we're experiencing without being in hotel rooms or coffee shops and doing presentations around the world. When all that slows down, we get in the air and that speeds up, and we'll definitely be seeing each other face to face around the world.
Super. Well, funny enough, Mr. Wimbrey, the most question we had there is, when is the next webinar with yourself? That is the most popular question I'm just seeing in the chat. I do see someone who's asked, how do you launch someone? And I'm very well aware that you did that on the success tips, but maybe if you want to share a brief overview of that here in the next few minutes, so we could answer that.
For me, if I bring a new personal into the business right now, I take it my personal responsibility to help them create a win-win situation. Okay, and you may say, well, I'm new. I don't have a win-win situation, so how can I help somebody else have one? Well, you can help create it together and with each other. What's a win-win situation? If you spent $1,000 to become a first-class member, a win-win situation is when you're profitable. Now, my first booking on the iGo platform, I saved $2,200. My very first booking. Now, it was a presidential suite in Manhattan in New York. So it was a very nice room. So I saved $2,200. So that one savings created a win-win situation for me. You determine the definition of a win-win situation. So for me, when I bring somebody into the business, a win-win situation straight across the board is helping people save more money than they spent, or show them how to make more money than they spent. And the very essence of that is helping people become binary qualified. If you help bring somebody into the business, that means you're qualified to help them help somebody come into the business. Well, Johnny, I don't know how to do it. You did it already. You're arguing with your own accomplishment. You successfully brought somebody into the business who needs your help to create a win-win situation. Well, the person who brought me in didn't help me. Well, it starts with you. The mindset's going to start with somebody, so it might as well be you. Forgive them. They didn't have the mindset. You didn't either. Now you do. You're not better than them. You just have a mindset quicker than they had it. Doesn't make you better. So now just start the process of what you've already done. Well, I've only brought in one person. We'll help that person bring in one person. Whatever it takes to create your belief system that you can do it, just start today doing what you've already done and helping people do what you've done. You've only brought in 2 people. You're only binary qualified. We'll help those 2 people become binary qualified. Why? Because that builds your confidence. And as you're building your confidence, you're going to build your team faster. Well, Johnny, I was told to make a list of 100 people and call every single one of them. Did you do it? Probably not. But guess what everybody can do? Become binary qualified. Take your eyes off the number. Put your eyes on the purpose. And the purpose is to help people create a win-win situation. Johnny's just all heart. He's always talking about helping people. It's my motivating factor. So I got to do what works for me. What would you say to someone who did network marketing before and it didn't work for them and they are scared this might not work for them? Well, if someone said that to me, like, I've done this before and it didn't work. Well, now we're following people who know how to make it work. Chances are you were following people who didn't know how to make it work. Or you were a part of something that you weren't passionate about and that's why you quit. People don't quit things they're passionate about. If you're passionate about, products that are going to, help people lose weight, then you're probably going to make money. But if you're only passionate about the money you can make off of it, you're probably going to quit because you're not passionate about the product or the service. You got to be passionate about where we're headed in the next 3 to 5 years. If you're truly passionate about where we're headed in the next 3 to 5 years, trust me, that passion alone will build your team. So don't consult your past to determine your future with us. That's really the answer. Don't consult your past to determine your future with us. I believe in entrepreneurialism. I believe in home-based businesses. Just because you were a part of one that didn't work doesn't mean they don't work. It just means whatever you did, whoever you were following, it wasn't working. But please don't consult your past to determine your future with me because we're following the right people. Just those kind of lines like that just makes people have a renewed faith and a renewed energy, and they remember why they said yes to the other company. Why did you say yes to that other company? And they'll tell you, and just listen. It seemed like it was cutting edge. It was a ground floor, whatever the story is, and they'll tell you. Say, well, why with the reasoning that you joined? Well, I just felt pressured, and I just joined because the person was pressuring me. Well, that's why you quit. You joined for the wrong reason. And I'll be honest, some people join Ibuumerang for the wrong reason, but it's just a small tweak to get you to stay for the right reason. If you join thinking you're going to make $1 million overnight, you join for the wrong reason. It's just a small tweak in your thinking. Now you're here for the right reason. Okay. What do you say to people that are undecided? Hold on, where'd it go? And want to think about it? And how often do you follow up? What do you say to people who are undecided and want to think about it? When someone says they want to think about it, I will say something like, well, what would you like to think about? Like, exactly what would you like to think about? You thinking about you want to have a home-based business? You're thinking about you want to make money? Or you're thinking about, will this work for you? Like, what do you want to think about? Sometimes when you ask people, and get permission too, because you don't want people to think you're an asshole. Like, get permission. Like, can I ask you a question? Can I be very transparent with you? I'll say yes. and just say, well, what do you want to think about? Because I've heard people say that before, and I've never thought to even ask, what do you want to think about? Just curious, what do you want to think about? Someone said, please, can I have your signed book? Yes, go to Amazon.com, order it, and bring it to the next event, and I'll sign it for you in person. Or you can go to my website. You can go to Wimbrey.com. And any book that's ordered on my website, I sign them before they leave. So yes, the answer is yes. Be creative, make it happen, and I'll sign it. What else? So let's take one more. Johnny, what do you say to people who Google our company and believe the bad crap printed instead of the real truth? Johnny, what do you say to the people who Googled our company and believe the, man, listen, I would ask that person, who's your mobile phone carrier? And as they're saying it, I'm going to type the name and hit Google. And I'm going to show them something negative about their mobile phone company. And I'm going to ask them to call their mobile phone company and quit and switch carriers. They're not going to do it. Why? They don't care what other people are saying bad about the company. They're only going by their own experience. So listen, Google is a bathroom wall that anybody can write on. When's the last time you went to a bathroom wall, like a bathroom or, you know, a toilet, and you saw a writing on the wall said, you know, oh, I'm going to adopt this in my life. I believe this person. You would have to research who wrote it. I research who these people are hating on Holton Bugs, hating on me, hating on Ibuumerang. Research who they are. What is their financial incentive to hate on us? You'd be amazed what you find out. I don't have time to do that kind of research. That's not my personality type. But if you really, really care who they are, do your own research. But please don't ask me to do it because I've never read it. I'm never going to read it. I will never read anything that you tell me negative that you found on the internet. Why? Multimillionaires don't do that. Broke people do that. Smart people do that. Educated people do that. I'm too educated to be educated enough to go listen to people who aren't documented. You want to listen to negative stuff? Just turn the news on. Why do the research? There's plenty of negative stuff out there. And if you're the type of person that believes things that are on Google that somebody wrote, then you're probably not going to be successful in anything you do. It's not just like be faithful to your job if you think like that. Like be a faithful employee, because entrepreneurialism is not for you if somebody who writes something on Google slows you down and kills your momentum. It's just not for you. I'm just being honest. Too rough? I talk to you like I talk to my team. I don't do fluff. There's no BS. You ask me a question, you're gonna get the real answer. Somebody said Disneyland they have thousands of lawsuits every year, not hundreds, thousands. And I'll never read one of them. But I'll still go to Disneyland. It's not true. I'll send my kids to Disneyland. Am I a bad father if I send my kids to Disneyland? I did go one time. I'm not good in those places. I'm the guy who buys the bracelets where you can skip to the front of the line, and then I feel guilty because I'm skipping in front of people, but I paid for it. So I just don't do good. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Listen, whatever you entertain the most, that's who you are. If you entertain negative news, you're a negative person. I'm just being honest with you. Positive people don't entertain negative stuff. Like even everything that's going on right now with the pandemic, with the coronavirus, I still find positive ways to find out the negative stuff. When I'm looking for the stuff that's negative, I'm looking because I want to be a part of the solution, not because I want to report something and repeat something. If you're the type of person that goes research negative news with the mindset of just repeating it, just be faithful employee, be a customer, be a free customer, because you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. You're not. Because every time a win comes, it's going to blow you down. And every time you read a negative article, you're weak. You're going to be blown down. Entrepreneurs can't take the risk of focusing on stuff that has the possibilities of taking things away from their children's children. Well, Johnny, don't you think it's good to know what's out there? I know what's out there. And if I don't know what's out there, then it's good that I don't know. You got to decide what's good for you. All right? If you research the dead, guess what you're going to become? Part of the dead. I research the living. I research things that are making history and breaking records. The #1 rideshare company in the world, it took them 3 years to connect a driver with the customer. Go Google that. You're going to delete that app too? Go by how it works for you, not other people. The gym, my gym membership, I see people complaining about the gym. But you have to go. Like you have to show up. Your complaint isn't valid because you didn't show up. You have a complaint about Ibuumerang didn't work for you? Did you show up? Did you really show up? And it makes you feel better to complain and instead of accepting the fact that you never showed up. So you're listening to people who couldn't make it work when you have access to people who did make it work. What kind of sense does that make? Would you get marital advice from somebody who's starting their 10th divorce? Why are you getting advice from people who failed? What other area of your life do you get advice from people who failed? So why would you do that here? All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. God bless you all. Let's go to work, guys. Go get help people get binary qualified starting today. That changes the game for the rest of the month. The rest of the month, just focus on helping people become binary qualified and watch what happens for your June. We'll see you guys. Hey, do a screenshot and tag me at Wimbrey on social media, Just do a screenshot. Say we hung out together today for about an hour and a half. An hour and a half, we hung out together for 90 minutes. It was my pleasure, my honor. Tag me on social media at Wimbrey, and I'll share it. I share David's stuff all the time.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
You're a legend, Mr. Wimbrey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Cheers.
Thank you.